we'll pick who. Oh, I'll pick on Zach. Zach Zarkon.
Mhm.
Recap where we left off
We
last
left.
session.
We left off in the tavern. I was trying to breathe fire after drinking some alcohol and having heartburn. And then somebody inquired about getting armor, and we slept through the night. I mentioned the UAG. Somebody left the building when we did that. When I did that, and we did not get into any encounters last time we played, which is good because we did well to avoid everything.
And thank you. And right now, oh, doggone it, it went minimized again. Let's get that on up there. I'll show all our internet crew that watch us and such, and that like to throw egg stones and ripe vegetables for a soup or a stew at us, where we're laid out there on the map as soon as it pops on up. But yes, you found yourself or you made your way into Camisnia, and that you got yourself situated um, with a meal, drinks, and some accommodations. As far as that, you will come on. Wait, I'm gonna have to make that map smaller data wise. I'll stop the share. I ain't gonna hold it up on that right now because that's not as important as far as that. So you guys will uh, get get a full rest, and God bless you. Gesundheit for those that sneezed.
Thank you.
And yeah, right. Will it hold it? It better hold it this time. Boom. Yes, it did. And our mighty band of heroes are right down here in Camisnia after they circumvented a rather large boulder attack that was set up for any coming upstream from some fire giant. So it was rather deflating for the DM, but yet excellent play on the players on successfully defeating that obstacle. So it's the morning. You're getting on up. It's, we'll say, 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're in Camisnia. You're in the inn, and what are you all discussing, doing, or such?
So at the end of the last game, somebody mentioned armor. Who was that?
That was me.
You were asking about obtaining armor, correct?
Yes, you need armor, correct?
If if you had armor,
I am
then
in need of armor.
was it you? Somebody was.
Yeah. Are you guys able to hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Great. I'm currently bedridden, so I'll be asking Ryan to roll dice for me.
That's fine.
I hope that you're okay.
You get that, Rona.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Lord.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope not.
Agreed. If the Morgath is Morgath the one that wanted armor, then
That is correct. Morgrath was looking for armor. He mentioned that while he's able to take some injury, it would be nice if he didn't get hit all the time.
right.
Yes.
And right here,
My goodness, child.
and let me see here.
Archon
Is
would.
that where we are?
Yep, that's what I'm trying to get set up for you. Oh,
Okay.
on the map. I was trying to get real fancy here, but I don't know if it's gonna.
It's okay. We understand.
I'll at least put the partial there.
Yeah.
That's where the inn is, right there.
Zarkon would like to try to find like creditors.
Well,
UAG stuff if nobody else has anything because he doesn't have enough money on him for armor, but is more than willing to spend some coin on an adventure.
one idea that I have a letter from the main church, and we can seek help. We can see what are here. See if we can seek help from the church. They might essentially give us, I should say, maybe like a breastplate and a boat. And now I do have some money, but unfortunately, by the book prices, not enough for a breastplate.
That's because breastplate's like 400 gold pieces.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
It's fine. But do you want me to roll anything to try to find a creditor that would take UAG current or UAG credits?
You try to find a what?
A place that would take UAG credits.
Oh, well, yeah, you could. But what I'll need is a description on how you're doing that. How you, because that's going to modify the DC.
Mostly he'll just go. He would try to find like a bank or credit union in the town, and then ask them for information. That's where he'd look first, at least.
Yeah, but who are you asking? Or are you just wandering?
Well, I'd ask people for the location of the bank, and then once I got to the bank, I'd ask them about it.
Well, then, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the aspect that's going to change the what and the how.
Yep.
As far as that is. So if you're asking someone after you wake up in the morning and with your party that you're with, then I would ask you to roll me a persuasion.
Okay. Let me pull his character sheet up real quick. If you want to go with that, I'll get back to you on that roll 1 second.
Okay. No, that's fine. What's the rest that are?
While he is asking about the credit union,
Yeah. And
I'm going to ask the barkeep about what temples are in town.
okay. Cool. Give me there again another a persuasion on your part, because I'm gonna modify those in certain ways.
Looks like a 14.
Okay. And let me see here, get my list. And the barkeep will go ahead and he'll say, he'll tell you, well, there's some that come through here that drink a little bit, eat a little bit, and I hear them talking about going to the temple of the ocean gods. And then once in a while, out back when I'm buying fresh meat, the hunters I deal with, they say after we done precluded our business, they got to go to the temple of the hunter. And then once in a while, in a dark of the evening, I'll hear them talk about a couple in the dark corners talking about the temple of the underworld. But they're always hush hush. If it wasn't for my fine hearing, I would never catch such a thing.
Here in town, these are the major temples in this town?
Well, yeah, there's also, the temple of the air and the temple of the gods. I mean,
There's a temple of the gods? You like a generic?
yes.
Can you tell me where that is?
Well, yeah, I can. And he's scratching the back of his hand and rolling his
I'll
palm
give him
up.
5 silver.
Okay. And he'll tell you, and let's see here. Let me get a nice color.
I'll give him 4.
And maybe I'll do that. Temple of the gods. We'll make it purple. And right, where's this temple of the gods?
Okay.
Right there where the purple is overlaying the object is where he directs you to the temple of the gods.
Excellent.
And
Zach got a 19.
yeah, and fixing to get him taken care of. And right there is where he would be told that the money changers and lenders office be.
In the green dot?
Yep. I thought it was appropriate. Green for money.
Right in
Okay.
the center of town, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Before
hard to steal from it being unnoticed.
right right in the middle of everything. Before he goes there after obtaining the information, he's gonna ask Morgath what kind of armor he's looking for specifically.
Morgreth is muted.
Just about a medium or be an improvement over what I've got right now.
Weird, I can hear him, but it says he's muted. You said any medium armor?
Yes.
Any does he
Yeah.
have preference?
Medium armor would be an improvement.
We
Yeah, it
were
would be
looking
the-
towards the breastplate because it has no disadvantage.
Okay.
Can we come with you?
Yeah,
At least can I come with you?
please do.
And
I'll go too.
I was going to ask, what's the rest of you doing? Cup and Hellion.
Hellion, glad you're back.
Yes, father needed to speak with me and summoned me to his side. It was unfortunate timing, but he's somewhat of a impatient person when he needs to be. Did I miss anything worth talking about?
Not so much.
Great.
You know so much we
Say again?
well, we were just basically avoiding the enemy troops.
Well, you're all still alive, so I assume you managed that successfully.
Yes.
Nice work. Now, you said you were looking for some armor. Zach, what is your character in this called?
Archon.
Played with... Say again, sorry.
Archon. He's attempting not
It's Zarkon, just like on the.
Yeah, no, I can hear him. What class is Zarkon?
He's 6 levels of bard, 2 levels of cleric.
It's this one. Right, okay. All right. Well, I mean, I can come along if you want, but Zarkon is reasonably persuasive, so you probably don't need me for that.
Well, it never hurts to have advantage.
Cup will say to Hellion.
Well, really, Zarkon's not gonna. He probably won't need any help with persuasion. Actually, really persuade anybody. So
Hellion. I didn't just remember, but I realized that there was some money I owed someone. Just a little bit. But I'm not particularly good at finding work. Especially in this particular case, since I don't know the town.
Mhm.
I thought you might have a better thought on these sorts of things.
How much money do you owe, Cup?
10 gold.
Brian will give you 10 gold. Remember, I've been holding your gold.
I say, well, okay, but we still need to find work here, so my offer still stands.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the two of us can go out looking for work if that's what you'd like to do. I have nothing particularly important to do at the moment.
I mean, obviously, there's something else we need to do, but we're just putting down roots.
For sure.
So,
Well, I'm planning on going with Zarkon. Just to let you guys know.
does Morgrath want to come too with Zarkon?
Yeah, if nobody has objections.
Oh, you bringing Bowser with you?
Wrong game.
Completely
That's
different game.
Yep. Oh, see, you might slip mentally.
I mean, if Bowser's here, I assume he's going with Morgrath.
Yeah, it's just because Morgrath is in.
Oh, yeah, I know. Although I guess if we add Bowser to Morgrath's character sheet as a companion, then he would go in both games. That would be amusing.
Who's Bowser?
Bowser the Great.
the dog.
Bowser's a dog that you shouldn't worry about.
But we'll say he's not with them at this time. It would just make it easier, less pieces at the moment. So
That makes sense.
so you guys are heading over towards the center of town, basically going down, because the directions that you get from anyone inside the inn would be, yeah, just go on out, take a right hand turn, go straight, you can't miss it. Where the bartender, the innkeeper would tell Bran, well, you can go down to the square and then you take a left there once you hit the money changers.
Okay.
You'll see it. He'll say it's kind of a big building.
Well, that's where Zarkon will go.
All right. And the streets at this time in the morning are somewhat busy. They're not jam-packed, but there's heavy, constant traffic going back and forth. And along with that, so we have Bran, Zarkon, and Morgrath going together.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
Which would leave Hellion and Cup doing behind or doing something else. So, so first of all, I'll desire a what each of your characters' passive perception.
13 for Bran.
Okay.
16 for Cup.
Yeah, but Cup, you're not there.
Oh, okay.
Just the three that are going, leaving the inn at that point is what I was concerned.
If you're double proficient in perception, does that go towards your passive?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean double proficient?
He means he has expertise.
I mean, I'm assuming it means you have expertise.
I do, yes.
And
Is it 8 plus your wisdom plus perception, or is it 10?
10.
Wisdom perception. Is it 8 or
10.
okay? 17 then is my passive.
okay. And Morgraph?
My passive perception's not any higher than theirs.
Yeah.
We're looking at a passive of 15.
Okay. That's what, because each individual's is important. So far, there's only one individual that wouldn't feel this effect that would be going on. Morgraph and Zarkon, you have this strange feeling that has maybe the hair on the back of your neck a little like staticky, where it's wanting to stand on end, almost like you're being watched, where Bran just doesn't seem to notice.
So
That-
not like an
that-
energy, like a feeling.
Say what?
So not like an energy, not like an external energy, but an internal feeling.
Yeah, just your feeling, your spidey senses.
Okay. Well, he'll look around while he's still, but he's not going to stop walking.
Yeah, that's why I'm using passive. And you're going on down down to, we'll say we'll get you down right here. And now let me jump back to Cup, the Amazing, and Hellion, the Hellraiser. What are y'all up to?
I think we're just going out looking to see what work we can find.
Yeah.
Is there a particular?
Well, so what Cup says to Helium is, I have some skill in minor repairs, clothes and stuff. Obviously, I have some physical skills. You know, I can carry things as needed, clean. It sounded like there might have been something strange that the guards were talking about when we first arrived about. Oh, I guess you didn't hear that. There were these orcs, or probably somebody working for the Prince of Chaos, who are sneaking into town. And
They're not supposed to be here.
no, they're kind of on high alert, the guards. But they know that some have succeeded. So some work related to one of those things would make sense.
Okay.
I don't know where you look for those sorts of jobs, but
Well, I mean, there's a few places we can look. Are you thinking we should be looking for work for just us or for the entire group? Probably would have helped to ask them, but it's a bit late for that now. So
yeah. Well, I don't want to make any statements on their behalf, so I suppose just us. I think the other thing is that we need to get some information about these ruins that we're heading to. But so some work related to that, I guess. I don't necessarily think, we don't necessarily have to accept the job until later. But
All right. Well,
look,
why don't we start with the bartender, innkeeper? Those kind of places are often good places to pick up work. We can go to the barracks and talk to one of the guard captains, maybe about helping out with that. And in terms of the ruins, I'm not sure who you'd ask about that. Maybe there's a Charlie. How big is this city?
It's a medium-sized city, fairly big, big enough that most things that you guys will be looking for can be found.
All right. So maybe there's a college or a university that we could speak to some people about the ruins. They might have information on that. Otherwise, the local adventurers guild, maybe even the church. Places you would find learned people. Those would be my suggestions, at any rate.
I do have a letter of recommendation from the church in Dulin.
Perfect.
So, something like that.
I'm glad that you guys are finally starting to use those.
Yeah, I mean, seems like it would
I heard
be.
Brand talking about it, so maybe we'll meet them up there, and then we can ask them if they want us to find work for them too.
Seems like a plan.
So we'll head there.
Good. Yeah.
All right. So and your guys' passive perception, I know one of you had a 16, I believe it was Cup. And
Yep.
And 15 for.
Oh, okay. So as you go on out and you start heading down into the inner city, you'll get up about here and you'll notice a sign out there, like a sandwich sign out in front of the door saying, "Help wanted."
Well,
And the sign over the business will say Mercury Messenger Service.
Cup. We may have just found some work. That was extraordinarily fast. Very pleased with myself.
Your skills know no bounds.
It's true.
I will turn into this place.
And you'll see in there's benches along most of the walls, the three walls, the wall that you walk in through the door, to the wall on the perpendicular walls of either side, and there in front would be a bar bench, not bar bench, but a bar countertop like there. And there's a funny looking fella standing up there. It looks like he's going through a stack of parchments and such. And he'll say, "What can I do for you fine gentlemen today? We are running a special. Only for 2 gold, we'll deliver your message out to Redgill. That's the best deal we got the whole week."
Seems like a very specific deal, but we're actually here to inquire about the help wanted sign in the window.
Oh, yes, yes. Are you guys fleet of foot? To work for Mercury Messenger Service, you have to be fleet of as the foot, as fast, if not faster, than the god Mercury.
That seems pretty fast. I don't know if I am that fast.
Our
Yeah.
reputation relies upon a positive customer service based, getting the messages to the intended people in the fastest way possible.
Well, how fast is Mercury?
Well, I don't know. I know the gods, or the priests, not the gods, but the priests talk about how fast this Mercury person is. Myself, never met the guy, so I can't tell you.
In that case, I feel confident in saying that Cutbear at least is certainly fast enough for what you're looking for.
Couple nods.
Okay.
The most fleet of foot individual that I've ever met.
All righty. And
And I work with fire elementals.
so, how soon do you want to start?
Well,
I have several messages going to all kinds of parts and places.
you have any messages to deliver following the northeast roads?
Well, funny you say that. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Can we hear about them?
I mean, you seem like you need some assistance in this, and I am able to provide that assistance.
And
It's up
that's
to
much
you to decide how
appreciated.
much confidence you want to place in my word, I suppose.
Well, seeing that you're here so early and such, first order of business, if you would, let me see how fast you can go out there and get that help wanted sign and get it in here.
Okay. I will.
Hellion will look to you. Do you want to go and get it, or shall I?
I think I've already left. You like turned to say this to me, and I just like just like as quickly as possible go to grab it and pull it back in.
All right.
I don't know if my initiative beats yours, but like I don't talk about it.
And he'll say, y'all might do. You're a bit slow, but I feel rather we say here this morning it would be magnanimous,
Hmm.
and I think I can be charitable. So if I'll give you guys the job.
Couple bow and say, I appreciate your kindness. What is the job?
Well, I have this scroll, and he's going to show you that it's sealed, a wax seal, and then he slides it into a scroll case, which he seals both ends with wax. And he'll say, this needs to get to Illumina in a hurry. A lot of good business depends upon this. You think you can get it there? If you can get it there in the needed time, then I could see, since it's a special trip like that, but you're new, and I don't know how reliable, but you do seem steady as far as that. Well, I might be able to go as far as paying 1 electrum for that job.
I turned to Hellion, not having any idea of if that's worth it.
How far do I think a Lumina is in terms of days of travel?
All right, let me see here. I'll pop this on up. You're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
You can probably stop counting now, Charlie. If you're counting in days, I think I already have an answer.
14, 15, 16, about 16 days of foot travel away.
Helion, I kind of looked at him and say, yeah. And what is how quickly do you need it there?
Well, definitely the sooner the better. If we could get it there, and he's going to bend on over. And as he bends on over the counter to talk to you guys in a hushed tone, you'll notice his foot goes on up, and he's a lot shorter than what you would have figured. And on his feet, there's tufts of hair instead of shoes, and like that. And he'll say, if you can get it there in 10 days, we'll call it golden.
So to clarify, what exactly do you mean when you say we'll call it golden?
That would be a great deal.
Great. So to clarify, you want us to do a 16-day trip in 10 days, and you're going to pay us 5 electrum for what is effectively a month's worth of work.
A month's worth of work? It ain't a month's worth of work. I'm paying you handsomely. I'm paying you electrum for it.
Yeah, but we got to go there and then come back to get the money.
Well, yeah, but maybe you can pick up a return message.
I mean, maybe, but what if we can't? What if there's no messages that need to come back?
Well, then
we've spent a month's work for 5 electrum.
5 electrum. I said 1 electrum.
I mean, you're just making my point.
He understands that you're haggling right now on price, and that's what he's doing. As far as that, and as far as that goes, so
yeah.
So let's see here. So what's your end goal?
My end goal is way above what he's going to be willing to pay, so I'm kind of like, I'm not convinced that it's worth.
Well, give me a persuasion check.
Sure. $25.
All right, and he'll look over the cup and he'll say, "Your friend's a bit greedy, isn't there? I almost think he has a bit of dwarf in him."
In her. She doesn't have a bit of dwarf in her, but I understand the sentiment.
And I'll jump from there, hold you guys there, get
Sounds
on
good.
over to Bran and Zarkon and Morgrath. So,
Well, Zarkon's just gonna keep pretty much beelining it. I mean, not super obviously, but not like rushing or anything, but just headed towards the directly towards the thing.
okay. And you'll see a door and you'll see a grated window.
Okay.
And on the door, you'll notice that there's a sign.
What's the sign say?
The sign says, closed. We'll be back open at 10 o'clock after
Okay.
second breakfast.
What time is it?
You left the inn at 8.
Okay.
So
Good God.
we'll say, that it's with the slow, you maybe move slower and whatnot, moving through the people, stopping, looking around because you had that feeling that it's about 8:30.
I would like to note that since we had that strange feeling, Morgoth has just been kind of vaguely following them and has been actively on the lookout for danger.
Okay, then go ahead and give me, instead of a passive perception, give me a rolled perception.
Hey Ryan, could you roll a d20 plus 5 for me, please?
No worries. So 12 total.
Great job.
Thanks.
Couldn't have done better myself.
All right.
I believe it.
All right. So you're looking around. You're not really noticing at the moment, but you still got that gut feeling, that little tingly thing going on. As far as that, Bran, you went with them up to that point, or did once you got into the?
No, I was going with Zarkon.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, did you go directly with Zarkon all the way over to where he was
Yes.
going? Okay, then
Yes.
then you do what the innkeeper said, and you take a right hand turn, and you see this.
Well,
Right.
slow down, Charles.
Okay,
Because I was going with Zarkon, but since the store is closed, Zarkon, why don't we start at the church first? Since we got a couple hours before he opens up.
We could do that, or we could go look at the armor, or we could both go. You could go to the church, and I can go to the armor. You can go with it.
I was hoping to
Take him
get the
with you.
armor from the church. I don't think you understand my mind.
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, if it's a donation, I mean, we can. I mean, he'll kind of just he'll draw in close to him and say, "I can just buy him some armor. It's not a big deal." And then he'll step back.
Mm, I mean, I suppose so, but the church might be able to help us. Save your money for now. If the church says no, then we'll go that way. I mean, it's up to you.
What race is Bran?
Your choice.
What race is Bran? Human?
He's human.
Sorry, you broke up there.
He's human.
Okay. I would just like to point out for a dwarf, he's oddly not really money hungry.
Okay. That is definitely different than the dwarf I know.
Yeah, it's
good old.
one of his weird quirks. Do you know where the temple is?
Yes,
Far?
it's spread over here to our left, and I point. It's
Yep.
like 50 feet from us.
Oh, that's fine. I suppose we can do that. Also, I'd like to make a perception check and see if I can find if there's any blacksmith shop just like in our immediate vicinity,
Any
like an armor
what?
shop.
All right. From where you're at, you would not notice any.
Okay.
And in the and
I
you'll
like this
see,
check.
and you'll see in the square that there's some of the pedestrians are coming on in with backpacks on, some with carts and stuff, and it looks like they're starting to set up a bazaar, like in the open space there.
Right. That's kind of what he would have thought this area would be used for anyways, but okay, that sounds fine. He'd be looking around as they go to the church.
Okay, so you go to the church and you hear all kinds of weird sounds coming from the church, and you'll smell some strange smells. I mean, and when I say strange, I mean you'll smell like sandalwood incense going on, mixed on over with sage, and mixed on over with a citrus, and all the different smells just kind of wafting.
Brian, what kind of church did you say this was?
Well, this is the Church of the Gods, so they worship many, many gods here.
What pantheon?
Multi-denominational. Yeah, out of game to put a point. We are generic.
Anything. Come to worship. It's a worship building. What it is.
So Bran is going to find an acolyte, find somebody who looks like they work there. Excuse me, young man. Who's in charge of this temple here?
And this young lad will turn and say, the gods are.
Yes, I understand that, but certainly there must be a high priest someplace.
He'll go, there are many. Can I help you?
Is there a high priest to Tempest?
And he pauses and he's thinking from side to side. He'll say, Tempest. Almost like he's thumbing through a book in his memory, in his head. The way his eyes squint, and he'll make some facial expressions, and he'll say, well, Tempest.
Perhaps I need to ask a different question.
They might be over there servicing at the temple of the air, temple of the ocean gods, maybe. I don't know. Never heard of them. But Tempest just...
You never heard of Tempest, the god of war?
No. We love peace.
Okay. Let me ask you a different question. And this may be subjective.
All right.
But who is the most powerful high priest here?
He'll suck on his lip and he'll say,
and keep your certainly I measure power by popularity, perhaps, or the most congregation, or...
And as when you first started asking it, he was raising his hand up to point at this one lone uh, silhouette off in the one far corner. But when you started qualifying it, he swung on over. Oh, that one right up there in front. They're lighting those candles and incenses.
And what god do they worship?
Oh, he worships a most pleasurable God as far as that, and everyone loves that God here in town for the most part. There's some people that are, just hard to come to the faith.
Right.
But he worships the god Bacon.
What is it?
Bacon.
Bacon?
Yeah,
With a
bacon.
B?
Yeah. Pork, bacon.
Like the breakfast food.
Yes.
I've never heard of that god. Okay.
He's the most tasteful. He brings joy to everyone.
I think this kid may have been smoking something.
Yeah, no kidding. All right.
A little bit too close to the incense.
Brand's going to take a look at the first guy that the guy was pointing at. What is my impression of that guy?
He's gives you a sense. Roll me an insight.
Okay, that's a good roll. In
I can give him an advantage for that,
You
if you allow that.
you get the not needed. You get the sense of that he seems to be distant, dark, introspective are some of the feelings from looking, without talking to him, with just the optical view of what you're seeing.
Okay. Which one do you want to talk to first, Zarkon? Bacon or this other guy over here in the corner? Bacon.
One of them, if you'd like. But if you try, like you said, if you're trying to go for popularity and more resources, then it obviously be probably the guy that has more people.
All right, I'll go talk to Bacon first.
We saw.
We'll make our way over towards Bacon.
Okay, and I'll halt that there, jump back to Hellion and Cup. So there we have it, and the little feller done made a statement that he thinks that Hellion has some dwarf in him, and
Yeah, Hellion will kind of look at him and say, if I was a half elf that had been actually raised by elves, I might take offense at that. As it is, I'm not. So
and he would turn around and say, "I would too if I was one."
I think I have the answer to this job proposal, Hellion. I appreciate your assistance. I think you were very helpful in this. What's your name, friend? Mine is.
And he'll go, and mine is.
Well, pleasure to meet you. But like doesn't even think twice about it. But I'm not sure if I can make the trip as quick as you would like me to. But I would like to try. Would you mind if I attempt this, maybe attempt to send this message soon, maybe tomorrow, start tomorrow? And, if I'm unable to make it in time, we'll just consider it flat, no, no hard feelings.
Well, if you can, I don't care when you start it, as long as you can get it there in 10 days from now. It would just be glorious.
Yeah, I think that's part of the issue is that I wasn't expecting to leave so soon. But if you're willing to pay me 1 electrum for successfully getting it there 10 days from now, I'm willing to accept the job. If you're willing to accept the fact that I might not be able to bring this letter in time, is that okay?
Well, let's make it interesting, he'll say. And he'll rub his little hands together, just like he's kind of like washing them in a prayer way and then wrap them around each other. I feel like a gambling man today. Why don't we do this? If you don't get it there in 10 days, you only get 1 electrum. But if you get it there in 10 days, I'll give you a bonus.
Is that bonus 10 gold?
That he'll say that bonus, if you can get it there, you'll be able to keep the electrum. I'll pay you that. And I'll give you you're getting the best. I think I can beat you on this one. So I'm gonna go all in. And he's rubbing his hands. I feel lucky today. He'll say, yeah, I'm gonna make some money. And he'll say, if you get it there in 10 days, I'll give you a platinum.
So, yes, for the 10 gold.
No, it's yes to platinum.
Right, and remind me how much a platinum's worth?
Well, it depends on the money changer's feelings on the day, but generally about 10 gold.
Right.
But
Cup
a
says,
platinum carries easier.
yeah, and there's a glint in Cup's eye, and Cup says, I've never seen a platinum before.
Oh, they're glorious. You know what? The only thing better than a platinum piece is
What?
2 platinum pieces?
no. One of these small, little, tiny adamantium pieces. They are so wonderfully dark green. Oh, they are just great.
Well, if I happen to find any of those, I'll be sure to bring it to you. To
Oh,
look
Why
at,
would you do that?
at least.
Oh, please do.
But Cup holds her hand out and says, I'm willing to accept the deal if you are.
And he'll say, all right, no problem. He'll go in his hand and he'll reach his hand on out to Cup's hand to shake.
As he goes to do that, Cup will see him do that and will quickly spit in her own hand and then shake.
Great. He'll smile, big grin, ear to ear. Yeah, all right. Now you got to make sure you get that to the alumina. Uh, and oh, I forgot to tell you who you got to deliver it to in alumina.
Well, we hadn't shook on it, so I think it's only fair that I know now.
You got to get it to Pincus.
Okay.
This guy.
Have you looked at the map?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Um, 10 days for one and one electrum piece. Otherwise, one. Cool.
Helium has definitely kind of stepped back.
Okay.
And is letting you handle this, but she's also definitely giving you this kind of look of incredulity.
Okay.
That makes it very obvious she thinks you're getting a bit of a bum deal here.
Mm-hmm. And Cup says, Pincus. I think I've heard the name before. I think I can find him. Mind if I have the scroll I need to deliver?
And he'll hand it to you.
Thank you.
And
And I'll
remember,
put it somewhere safe in the bag.
and he'll say, remember, you're now a representative of Mercury Messenger Service. Carry yourself accordingly.
I will.
And how about you, your friend?
Oh, I don't think
Oh.
they can make the distance in that time.
You'd be surprised, but
Hmm? I look
Um,
surprised.
magic can do wonderful things. But that is less money than I work for, unfortunately.
Makes sense. Thank you. It does the same noise. I will see you in a month or less, depending on circumstance. Hopefully
Hey.
less.
May the speed of the wind and of Mercury be upon your feet.
You too. And Cup will go to leave.
All right.
We should head to the church now, right?
Yeah.
Or was there somewhere you wanted to go?
No, the church is fine.
Okay. As we start heading towards this church, Cup will take the bag, open it, take the scroll case out with the message in it, and immediately start opening it.
Great. I'm so glad that was your plan.
And with both your passive perceptions, what it is, you have a feeling someone's watching you.
I stop and I put it back in the bag. Maybe later. I feel like I'm being watched.
Yeah, you and me both. It pleases me to know that you understand that there's no way that you're ever going to actually get it there in 10 days.
I actually can get it there in 10 days.
I mean, sure, but we also have,
Other
a
work
job
to do, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Choices.
But he's going to give me Electrum no matter how long it takes, so...
He may not once he finds out that you opened it.
I did say it didn't matter if I failed at the job. But he may not. That's true.
And you're heading over to the church.
Church, yeah.
So back at the church, you're there up Bran, Morgrath, and Zarkon approaching Bacon, or the priest of Bacon.
Piece of bacon.
Is what it really would be, because he's the god is Bacon.
Well, Bran will approach him. And,
Does it smell like bacon?
Yes.
Okay.
And what can I do? And I'm very jolly fellow. What can I do for you guys today? Can I make your day even better? And he'll say, I have some fresh, just blessed tidbits from the gods. And he'll bring over this frying pan with some very crispy, tasty looking bacon in it.
Out of respect,
Yeah,
Bran
bacon
will
always
take,
makes my bacon.
yeah, Bran will take a piece and eat it.
Isn't that the best? Now, doesn't that just uplift your spirit?
It's heavenly.
Yes, it is. How about you there, wild one? And he's talking to Morgrath.
Oh, he just got back.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard the last bit. Morgrath will take some bacon.
All right. And he smiles ear to ear. Yes, you will have the blessings of the Lord Bacon upon you, accepting him in such a glorious manner. All praise Bacon. And you hear a fair crowd that's in the church surrounding them cheer, praise Bacon, yes.
I was wondering if we might speak to you in your chambers. We have a delicate matter that we wish to discuss.
Oh, delicate. It must be special spices. Yeah, come on. And he'll lead you off towards his quarters. And when he opens up the door, you see inside his quarters is this humongous stove with all kinds of pans of bacon. And you see this oven there where he has a couple large pans of bacon that are being slid in and out, and some acolytes that are seasoning the bacon before it goes on into be blessed by the blessed heat of that the Lord Bacon allows to be administered to his blessing.
Yes, bacon.
Bran will pull out his letter from the church in Camisnia.
Okay. And he'll say, huh, what's this?
This is introductions from the high priest in Domnia.
He'll say, oh. And he'll open up and he'll start reading it and such. And you'll hear him say, and then he'll lick his lips every once in a while. And then he'll fold it back on up and he'll give it to you. And you'll notice that there's grease stains along the edges.
I'm beginning to feel like I should have talked to the other guy. We were seeking help from the church on our holy quest.
Yes, he'll say.
We need some armor for my friend here, Morgrath, perhaps a breastplate, and we need a small boat that we can that 5 people or 6 people can push on poles. So nothing too fancy, more like a raft.
And he'll say, how can we get this done? He'll say, how can we get this done? And he's pondering back and forth. And what about your friends? They need anything?
Zarkon, do you need anything?
More bacon.
Ooh, I like him. I think he could be a good acolyte.
I agree. I didn't take very much when you offered it, but if I can have more,
Yes, you can have more.
great.
The god Bacon is ever bountiful.
Indeed,
Amazing.
he is definitely a great god.
He is, and you'll see, like on smokehouse hooks off in the far corner, you'll see slabs of bacon that are 8 foot long and 4 foot wide.
Big pig.
Pig? Nah. This, because you're in the holy place of bacon. This here is dragon bacon.
May I have some? Never had dragon bacon.
That looks amazing.
And he'll say, hold up one moment. I think there might be, and he'll holler at the one acolyte by the oven. Check and see if that's
Man,
ready yet. What? Go ahead.
Can I have your paper that you handed him?
Sure, I can let you read it.
Okay. Go ahead, Charlie.
Okay. And the acolyte will open it on up and he'll say, Your Holiness, it's not quite done yet. Give me just a little bit more time, just a little, because we do not let anything go that does not meet the quality and the expectations of all believers of bacon should have. It has to hit that magic moment. And he says, You learn well there, young acolyte. Grasshopper, you do well. So, with that, back over to Hellion and Cup. You're approaching the church. You smell all these different smells, like I described earlier: the sandalwood, the citrus, the sage, and like
big-
that. Waffen. No, that's the one funny thing. You don't smell that.
No, really.
Almost like they keeping that holy essence all to themselves. Okay. Why am I hearing things and whatnot? Okay. Okay. Letter from. Okay. Yeah. All right. And so there you have it. It did not.
I was talking to Zarkon. I'm just running super late.
Okay.
Well, 2 minutes late, I suppose.
All right. No, it just I was trying to make sense of that one.
Yeah. Couple say to Hellion, well, I definitely took the lead on the last one. Why don't you find what you're looking to find here, or us find what you're looking to find here?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I guess there's nothing in particular that I'm looking for, but I'm sure.
Oh, why not?
The things I want, I can't afford.
Are you looking for work that would allow you to afford it?
Potentially, but what I'm really looking for is a spell component that is extremely pricey.
Mm-hmm. And
Well, And hey, in chat, tell me what the spell component is, if you would, please. You,
So let me send it over.
just when you get the chance. Go. I hated interrupting, but it would help me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Cup would probably say, well, I won't be able to find it for you if I don't know what it is. Or help you find it.
I suspect that it would have to be custom made, but if you know where I can find tears in a gem, or if you see any, I suppose.
Tears in a gem?
Yes.
Hmm. That is interesting.
Yeah, rather specific, don't you think?
Yeah. It is rather specific.
Unfortunately, that's what it requires.
Well, keep an eye out.
They have to be of a certain value as well, unfortunately.
The gem or the tears or both?
The combined value of the two.
And how much is it worth? Or does it need to be worth?
I don't have an exact number, but my research into the spell indicates that the minimum price that would work is around 300 gold pieces.
That is expensive.
Yeah, no kidding.
Powerful spell.
I will keep an eye out.
Okay.
Perhaps they know something here. We could ask them.
Perhaps. Never hurts to ask, I suppose.
I have this letter, and I hand you the wax letter from the church in Dulin. Use it as you need.
Don't you need it?
For what?
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I don't.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. What do you think's in that scroll?
I think it's an emergency message about what's been happening over on this side of the country to Pincus, whoever he is. I believe Pincus was part of some sort of organization, the Unnamed Adventuring Guild. It seems like it's pretty well named, if I don't say so myself. But
Yeah, I've heard a few people mention this unnamed adventurers guild, but can't say I know much about it.
yeah. But regardless,
Surely, if it was that important a message, though, they would have just used a spell. Like, assuming it's a reasonably short missive.
Assuming that a spell would work, I don't know how magic works.
I mean, I can send a couple of sentences worth of information instantly.
Well, have you ever seen Pincus before?
No, but I'm not that powerful a spellcaster. I wouldn't be able to send it to him, but my point is there are definitely people out there that can.
Well, I'm just thinking if we read the letter and it ends up being important to send to him, if you knew somebody from where Pincus is at and Illumina, I believe is what he said, then you could use this spell to send the message to them to deliver to Pincus.
I suppose.
And we would have achieved the objective and read the letter.
Yes, and we'd have got it there much faster, which is probably the responsible thing to do.
Right. Either way.
Well, this will go well.
But I don't know what gives you that idea.
Anyway, as I mentioned, this letter, feel free to use it here and elsewhere if you want to keep it. I don't know how useful it will be, but
Yes.
have at it.
I'm a prick.
I will back you, whoever you decide to speak to.
Charles,
Yes.
does the seal have the emblem of the UAG on it?
You don't know. Because
Well-
you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I'm just saying for them because
I mean, neither of our certainly Hellion wouldn't recognize the symbol of the UAG.
you wouldn't notice it as UAG, but you would notice the cloak that Zarkon wears as the same symbol. That's
I think you underestimate how self-absorbed Hellion is.
But
I will ask
to answer
Charles.
to answer that now, since we've worked around
Brought it up. Yep.
worked around it, and that actually the person that held it that would seen it is asking, no,
Fair enough.
is the answer. But depending upon what he asks is depending upon what he will see.
Right.
I'll worry about it later.
Oh, long quiet pause and like, not important. As far as that. So you come on into the to the church. What are you doing? You see people worshiping. You see incense and like that being burnt. You hear chants, and you actually hear silence, all in the same area.
Okay.
In this church, in different, different parts of it.
All right. I will approach one of the acolytes. Doesn't particularly matter which one.
Yes, madam. Are you here to be blessed? Are you in that way and you need your child to be blessed?
I'm wondering whether I should just kill this one for his audacity. Probably not a great plan. She gives him a look that clearly says she considers him beneath her. And then says, no, I am looking for a scholar, if you could point me in the right direction.
Well, there's a lot of scholars in here because there's a lot that seek knowledge. What particular kind of scholar?
Somebody well versed in the history of the area and the surrounding area.
And he'll say, well, and he'll point at the dark silhouette off by himself in the quietness that seems to be kneeling and praying or meditating. It would look asimilar.
Sure. Great. And then she completely disregards this guy and walks over to the guy in the dark cloak that you just described.
She does what to this poor acolyte?
It's almost as though she ceases to be able to see his existence.
Oh, okay. To me, it almost sounded like that you disemboweled this guy.
I considered it.
I disintegrated with my eyes.
Yes,
Cup
one day
is already
her
kind of
look-
like hovering towards that silence, by the way.
That's fine. Like,
Anyway,
if that's where he wants to go, she's not going to stop him. She'll make her way over and say, greetings. I wonder if you can help me with a situation. I'm looking for some information.
And he'll turn and with a very quiet voice, and you have to strain to hear him. He'll be saying, "Stop yelling. No need to yell."
I wonder if don't. All right. She'll reply kind of at a similar volume to him and say, "My apologies. Uh, could you help me with some information?"
I would be amiss of my holy orders if I did not. And hence, yes.
Great. There are some ruins to the northeast of here. I was wondering what you could tell me about them.
Well, they're about a day and a half, 2 days travel to the north. There's some that has not been fully explored, but he will say, and actually his voice will increase in volume. Not a lot, but for him, it would be voluminous that he says, but, and you can sense the excitement in it. There was a group of people that came in here at the back, see a funny pink hobbit or gnome. Hard to tell with those kind, you'll say. My eyesight's aren't as good as they used to be. And there was a couple others that came in talking about some stuff going on up at the ruins. As far as that they barely escaped without losing life or limb or being enslaved. Some of them might still be around town, I'm not sure, but those are ancient of ancient ruins.
Did they say who's doing the enslavement?
No, but they did say there was this sacrifice the one time when they were up there that was trying to be done, and it was like a snake person and this dark female. You know what I'm talking about, those ones that are to be nameless, that were shunned from the surface and pushed to the inner world, that were supposedly trying to take the and make a sacrifice to something with this halfling, but were interrupted by them.
Uh-huh. She'll turn and look around. She'll turn and look, kind of for the first time, realizing that Cup isn't necessarily paying if he's going to add attention to the conversation. If he's even gone over with her.
She has.
Okay. Cup, was there? You are more knowledgeable about quests than I. Was there any specific information that you needed? That we needed?
Well, I thought you were going to ask about the the gem, but
I will. I just want to get the information first.
Well, I don't exactly know what we need. I would say if we could find the pink hobbit or the tabaxi, might be able to learn more of the location.
Good idea.
All right. Well, I'll jump from there to over to Brian,
Wait, we're about.
Archon, and Morgan. As you're standing there, the acolyte says, "Voila! Boom! Appetit!" and opens up the door and pulls out this huge pan. And it seems like there's no end to this pan. He keeps pulling, and there's nothing but a perfect slab of bacon on this from end to end. And he'll say, "Are you fireproof?"
No.
"What about your friends?"
Sadly, I have yet to achieve a fireproof status.
Then, oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Zarkon.
I believe we have a friend that is.
But
Oh, yeah, Hellion.
the acolyte will say, "Then you'll have to wait just a little bit more so I can go ahead and give you a couple slices off this fresh blessing down from the bacon god." Oh, he is so loving and so giving. And the acolyte really starts
Yes.
getting carried away and excited and such. I mean, he rolls on between how giving, how loving, how flavorful, how enriching.
So I'm going to answer the high priest question.
Okay.
We have a couple more members of our party, but I am unsure if they need anything.
And he says, "Don't bother me, kid. We got some fresh bacon here." And he's drooling, and he says, "Oh, hold on. I've been thinking. There is a fella outside of town that might be able to manage getting you a small barge for the trip. As far as that, we might be able to help you in this." And then he'll say, "The other is a little difficult as far as that. There's and he's rubbing his chin and his upper lip, thinking, and he's scratching down by his ear on the lower part of his chin."
Am I picking up that he wants some gold?
No.
Oh.
And it's just that he's really truly concentrating on who. And
Darko would probably say the ship is probably the most important aspect of what we need.
Well, that's true, but your armor is, I feel, is as equally important.
Not my armor.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, Morgoth's armor.
and he'll say, there's a small business that just came to the flock and such, and he may be willing to do the god bacon a favor as far as that. And all right, there we go. And yeah, I want and his he's not terrible far from here. He's a young fella as far as that, and just trying to get things going for himself. He's hoping to, you know, get married and have a family, but he feels he needs to make a living, get established, make a living first, as far as that. So, but you, I'm sure, and he'll say, I'm sure. Oh, I forgot the other one. I'm sure that if you bring this to him, he may be rather amiable to the situations.
Okay.
As
Brian
far-
will get directions.
Yeah. Right, there we go. As far as that, and the priestess will say, you take this hunk of this fresh blessing right here. Don't eat it. Give him the full blessing, and he'll do the best he can for you on your armor needs and things like that. He's kind of like a pawn shop.
Okay.
Secondhand shop. So it's a tough living over here on that, but he's been making it through. And you go right on out the west gate, and the last house, I believe it's the last house.
Is that the blue one?
Yeah, it'll be the blue one, but I want to make sure it's the last one. No, it's the blue one. It's the last house before you make a turn out there.
Yep.
And you want to ask, and you want to ask for Boris and give him this blessing
Yes.
chunk.
And what about this person outside of town?
But that is the I'm talking about, Boris.
Oh, so he can do the ship and the armor?
No, the armor's over here. He didn't give you the guy.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
You do that, and you'll get the best deal that him, the provider and builder and the spice of life, the Lord Bacon can give to you, or feels he can give to you, as far as that. And after all this talk and like that, the acolyte comes on up with some chunks of this dragon bacon, and he wrapped it in a cheesecloth, the two pieces, and then on a skewer he has some that's he placed upon 3 different skewers, like shish kebab skewers, and hands it one to each of you. And they are about, oh, that'd be about 2 foot in length.
God.
So then he'll say, may the Lord Bacon bless you in your endeavors and such. I'm sure you'll repay him in kind.
We will. And I will take my dragon bacon and the sacrament bacon and exit the office.
All right. And over to Cup and Hellion. You notice your 3 compadres coming out of this door with these long pointy sticks with some kind of meat or something that's kind of skewered all the way up, looking like a snake or an S all the way down for about 2.5 feet.
I'll motion them over here, or motion to them.
There's a point out. There's
Hey,
Cup.
Zarkon will go. What took you guys so long? Wait, are you guys still standing by the shady person?
Yeah.
That's fine. He'll still say that.
So I'm going to have some of this dragon bacon, and then I'll give my skewer to Cup, and I'll say, "This is dragon bacon. You should try it."
All right. As you eat that dragon bacon, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Why do you keep on doing this? It's supposed to be delicious.
You're a fire breather.
10.
All right. You find that it's extremely delicious, almost like you have to have more. You can't get you almost like the old Lay's potato chip commercial. You can't just eat one. That type of feeling over you, bring.
Okay.
So you offer it to Cup, and Cup just kind of shakes her head and says, "Smells bad."
Oh, good. More for me.
Hellion is probably still talking to this guy. She'll wave at the others as they come over, but she's in the middle of the conversation. So she doesn't say anything to them.
Oh, okay.
She'll kind of say to him, myself, on behalf of myself and my companions, I thank you for the information that you have already shared. I am hesitant to ask for more favors. However, we have a fairly important mission to do. He will hand over the letter that Cup gave. Sorry, she will hand over the letter that Cup gave her. Isaac, is this letter from the same person as Brand's letters from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So she'll kind of explain. She'll say, this letter is from the High Priest in Dormia.
It's Dulin.
Oh, it's Dulin?
Yeah, I made a
Phil got it
mistake.
Oh, okay. From the High Priest in Dulin. As you can see, we're on a particularly important mission. I was wondering if, given that, and that naturally any information, any historical knowledge that I uncover in the ruin, I am more than happy to share with you. That you might be able to assist me with a spell component for a spell that I recently learned to cast, but haven't been able to attempt because I lack the necessary materials.
He'll say, what is the component? And maybe I can assist you in its location.
She will explain the component. You're going to need to give me 1 second though, because something is burning, and I need to go and find out what it is.
Yep.
Cup will turn to the people who have approached, Morgrath and the rest, and says, "We've learned from this priest a little bit about the ruins to the northeast." And I'll say this quietly, which in this particular case is not really weird. And say, the it seems like there were some others who managed to investigate the location and then return to Camisnia. It was a Pink Hobbit, Tabaxi, and some others. It sounds like the allies or friends of our mutual dragon lady have put up shop around these ruins. We're gonna have to bust in, I think, or sneak in, or whatever.
Apologies, I forgot that I'd put pork in there.
All right.
Cup will then say, we'll say, is there any questions that you guys wanted to ask? He seems to know a bit of the area, or perhaps we could figure out where these people are and we could ask them those questions.
We discovered a location where we might be able to buy a discount breastplate. And we also found a guy that may be amendable to like a raft that we could take upriver to our destination.
That sounds good.
I would ask the guy as far as approach to this ruins, how can we find it?
As Bran is about to do that, Cup will actually put a hand on his shoulder and say, "Hold up, Hillian had some questions, and then you can ask."
Okay.
Go ahead, Bran.
You're good. Charlie, does that word mean anything to Hellion?
Not at this point.
Right, she'll ask him about it.
Except that that's where he says you can find your component.
So he tells me I can find it there?
Yeah, you'll be able to find your component there.
She'll ask him where that is.
He will. Let me bring that back up. He'll say in the middle or in the desert on the other side of the world.
Right. Yeah, somebody remind me that when I level up, I need to swap that spell out because it doesn't look like I'm going to get to cast it anytime soon.
What spell is it?
Well, that's you're asking him where he knows it is. So it doesn't mean it's the only place.
I know.
But are you gonna share? Are you gonna share the location or anything with
Yeah.
the group as far as that?
Yeah.
Because maybe they know more about it. I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box.
Oh
Especially,
no, she definitely shares it.
Hellion,
What-
what spell are you looking for components on?
Let me get the exact name of the spell.
Excuse me?
Give me a second, I'm just looking it up.
Okay.
It's summon something. Summon Shadow Spawn.
Shadow Storm?
Spawn.
Form.
Let me put it in the chat.
I don't even know where you got that from.
In-game or out of game?
Shadow Spawn.
Uh-huh. Yes, Shadow Spawn.
Shadow Spawn. Okay. Let me take a quick look at it real quick.
Darkon's never heard of it.
Oh, you are misreading the component. The component is anyone's tears. It just says tears
Yeah.
inside of a crystal vial. So you just need to buy a crystal vial worth at least 300 gold pieces and then collect tears.
Maybe in D&D Beyond has got it listed wrong. D&D Beyond very specifically says inside a gem.
I'm reading
It
on
doesn't say on,
Wiki. Let me check something else.
Yeah, I'm reading on the.
that's what
I've
you
got the actual book open, so I can pull it up in there.
that's what you get for wiki, for wiki in it.
Yeah, out of character, that's what Cup assumed what would be necessary is a gem shaped to hold tears worth 300 gold. Which is why the first thing she asked was, does the tears have to be worth 300 gold?
And do you see where he said that he was told that it could be found?
Charlie put it in the
Zoom chat.
Zoom chat. It is so it's tears inside a gem worth at least 300 gold pieces.
Yes. Anyone's tears.
Yeah, but the fact that they have to be encased in a gem is the problem. It's not a vial; it's a gem.
Right.
Not
Well,
technically.
it's not a particular. I mean, like,
The bigger problem is the 300 gold piece cost.
I don't. I
True.
guess the bigger question is, where did you learn this information? Like, would Hillian be like, oh, a crystal goblet is a gem, right? But like, or
I mean, it's a spell she knows, so I assume that she knows what the material component is that needed to cast it.
So then it's up. Why don't you ask Charles what you need?
right.
Well, Charlie asked me what I need, and I sent him the wording. So,
Okay. So ultimately, Bran doesn't know.
Darkon would have no idea.
Sorry, I wasn't there for the question that you asked.
I didn't ask one.
Oh, well, then I don't know either.
I guess she looks somewhat disappointed at this, and then she'll say, that is definitely outside my reach for a spell that would be hugely beneficial in this upcoming, what is almost certain to be a fight. Do you know anybody in the city that might be capable of crafting such a thing?
Let's see here.
Preferably somebody with some sort of connection to the church.
Damn, that was a good roll for him.
I hope that bodes well for me.
Well, yeah. he would.
You take 10,000 points of damage. What?
No, he said that maybe the grandfather can get it for you. There's certain hard to find and hard to get things that I don't know how he does it, but he can get them from time to time.
I'm wondering whether it's just worth having Hellion Craft. It's just got proficiency with jeweler's tools. Like, all right. Where can I find the grandfather?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I'll say most of the time he's in Camisnia, but from time to time it seems like he goes on these strange trips.
And when he's in Camisnia, is there a place he tends to reside?
There, I'm trying to let me take a look see here. Gotta look at that faction. This to see here. Oh, that's wrong. I need gotta come here. Open up that doc. Don't see it there, so I'll do it this way. I'll get you that information. But
Sure.
He'll
That's
be.
fine.
I'm not gonna stall things.
Yeah, no, that's fine. She'll say, all right, well, thank you for that. I believe my companion here had a couple of questions. She indicates that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep it simple. We were planning on following the river up towards the lost ruins. Are they easy to find? Is there a secret path? I mean, how can we get there?
He'll say, "Don't you have a map?"
And I pull out the map.
And you'll see it on the map.
It's actually on the map?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's actually on the map.
Okay.
As far as that, that's why you could tell how many days it was going to be to get there.
Right. I thought that was more of a general location, but this is
Well,
specific.
it is somewhat general. I mean, it has it plotted in that hex, kind of in a sort
Got
of
it.
center, but yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm good to go then, guys.
Okay, I don't have any more questions.
Darkon will probably head back. He's like, great. Darkon will probably head back to see if it's 2 hours have passed yet.
Oh, yes.
Didn't really have it.
With all the questions and lip smacking on bacon, and yeah, you think there's been plenty of time?
Well, he'll say to the guys, guys, I'm going to go to the bank real quick. You're free to follow me if you need to, if you feel so inclined, and then we can head out and find our ship.
I would follow you.
I'll accompany you.
I'll come with you.
We have been being watched.
What?
We have
I
been
would
being
agree.
watched in the markets.
Yes, I felt that as well. but-
Already?
The guards let us know the orcs had been sneaking in. The Black Hand orcs.
Yeah, I remember them
Oh,
talking
that's
about that last night.
I feel we can fend off some orcs if we need to.
I feel like we should figure out who might attack us. But until then, we should probably stay together.
Okay.
We think some broad daylight all together. I think we'll be safe together, like you say.
I don't know.
Well,
So
So
go
we
ahead,
follow Zarkon.
You got the lead.
Zarkon's gonna go back to the bank.
All right. The door is locked, but the grated window, the shutters that were inside it are opened on out.
He'll knock on the door.
And you'll hear this funny sounding, hissy sounding voice say, "Go to the window."
Okay, he goes to the window.
And you'll see this gold dragonborn standing there.
Ah, Gold Dragonborn.
What can we
Haven't seen-
do? What can we do for you today?
I was curious if you guys took Illumina credits here. Credit from Illumina.
Well,
And he'll take out his
from
book.
from the he'll say from the Illumina City Bank or from the credit union, and that's all he puts it on out. He just says the credit union or the bank, the Illumina Bank.
I'm guessing it'd be the credit union, right? Correct?
Yeah, the UAG credit union. Yes.
Credit union.
He says, yes, there's a service charge, but of course, like most things, when you're transit and you're traveling, you have to pay for services rendered.
Yes, I understand. No problem.
And we have a weekly limit.
Okay. What is your limit, sir?
And he'll take a piece of wax with a stylus made of what looks to be silver. He'll breathe on the end of it and he'll write a number in the wax and slide it on over to you.
Okay. What's the
And
number say?
the numbers will say 500. Shoot, I had that screen up. I'm jumping too many screens. We'll say 500 gold, just to make it simple right now.
He'll say in a slightly more hushed tone, do you have notes for this or for your own bank, or do you have to carry around that in coin?
Well, and he'll get an indignant tone. We do offer quite a bit of choice here. We are a reputable
I understand.
organization. How would you want it? In coin of the realm, or do you want in local script?
I would like 400 of it in local script at least, and then the rest we can go either small script or
Well,
so like what he's looking for is like 400s and then like at least like 250s.
in script.
Yeah, in like notes. That's not coin.
Okay. That's easy enough done.
Okay, and that's what he'll look for. He'll also ask what the service fee is, and if it can come out of the credit or it needs to be paid up front.
I'll tell you, we can do it either way. And he'll tell you that it's 10%.
Out of the credit is fine then.
Okay. And he'll quickly take the wax pad back. He'll breathe on it and rub his hand across it to make it smooth once again. And he'll say, hold on one moment. He'll step to the side and you'll hear him opening up what would sound to be locks and boxes and all kinds of noises going on. And then about 5 minutes later, he comes on back and he'll count it on out to you, you know, the 450, and he'll give you the remainder in coin of the realm. And he'll say, I need you to sign this receipt.
He'll sign it and just say thank you.
All right. And there you go.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. Dark Paw will say, I'm glad they take credit from Luna, but it is a big city, so.
Shall we pick up Morgrath's armor?
Yes, Leth.
I'm going to talk to Cup and Hellion. Well, actually, I'm going to talk to the group. When we walk in, I'm going to be a little odd. Just play along, okay, guys? I kind of smile at that.
Okay. You aren't odd normally.
I think he means odder than normal.
You'll see. Going to the orange shop.
Okay.
Did was Cup nor Hellion interested that he was talking about Illumina at all?
Not yet. No, or at least Cup wasn't, I should say.
Okay.
Hellion. Hellion doesn't mention it. Or doesn't say anything.
I wouldn't expect Hellion to really care, to be honest.
Oh, so sad.
Okay. So we go to the shop.
Yep. Oh. There's a young human there. Looks to be all maybe 20 years old. He seems to be going through some a ledger of a sort up there at a counter.
So when Bran comes into the shop with his friends, he goes, Greetings, young lad. We come with the blessings of bacon upon you and your shop.
All right. And he picks up, slams the ledger closed heavy and hard, and looks up and smiles. This is going to be a blessed day, he said.
It is definitely going to be a blessed day. We've been dispatched by the high priest to bring you this fresh sacrament, and I'll pull out the large slab of bacon for him.
And he'll run his nose across the cheesecloth and say, nothing like a fresh blessing. Praise the almighty bacon god.
Most definitely. This is simply heavenly bacon. You should try some. It's to die for.
And he says, I will. But what can I do for you since you bring such good tidings to this shop?
The priest of bacon, we ask if you might humbly help us get a breastplate for our fighter friend here so that he may fight in the name of bacon.
And he says, well, okay. And he's going to look at your friend. He's going to look him up and down and like that, trying to get, because he's looking and then looking around the shop and looking down, trying to make sure he has something maybe that would fit as far as that to his size. And he says, yes, I do. I have a fine piece of breastplate right here. That's behind the counter. It has like a burlap cloth thrown over top of it. As far as that, and he'll say, this is probably the only one I have that would fit his size. And he'll pick it up and he'll give the cloth a quick snap with his wrist where it snaps off. And it is extremely shiny. It's reflecting the what light there is in here very well. It is of a silver composite.
Let's see if it will fit Morgrath, and I'm sure that you want at least some meager compensation.
Let's see here. Doggone stupid thing. He'd say, well, you did bring a blessing to my shop. So let's see here. How much do I want to gouge you?
Definitely something you want to hear the GM say.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes.
Look. Good.
I'm trying really hard not to crack up here, guys.
Well, too late. You got me.
He'll say 200 gold pieces.
Zarkon will lay down 200 the 2 of this 100 slips.
and he'll take and he'll put those up to the light that's in there, kind of like looking through, and then he'll snap it a few times with his fingers. He'll say, okay.
May bacon always smile upon you in your shop.
Archon
Oh,
will ask if everybody.
thank you for thank you for that blessing.
What were you going to say, Zarkon?
He's going to ask everybody if they have shields, if they can use them. Anybody that can use a shield, if they have one.
Cub
Brian.
says, I'm fine.
Yeah, Brand's fine.
I don't currently have a shield, but I tend to prefer two-handed weapons, so I don't think I really need one.
I don't know if anyone needs anything like food, ropes, just normal wear and tear gear. This might be a good place to pick it up.
Actually, I was going to purchase something. I was thinking maybe somewhere else would be appropriate, but
We are headed to the mountains, right?
What are you looking
Yes,
for,
we
my
are.
friend Cup?
yes, I will talk to the shopkeeper, I suppose, but actually what I say is I turn to the shopkeeper and then turn back to Zarkon and I say, well, there was a tool that was used back by my master for training, and haven't had a chance to practice much without it. But it's important to keep practicing. It's a pole, sometimes 6 feet in length, sometimes longer, wrapped with a material. Would you happen to have something like that? As I turn back to the shopkeeper to say,
He looks up and he says, look, watch out for your head. And he'll slide this pole off from some rails that were up on top that were holding some belts and some leather straps and like that. And he says, is that what this is for? And the only use I found for it was that made any sense to me was hanging those things on it.
What is it? Out of game?
It's a good question.
Well, it sounds like a staff.
Yeah.
Like a bow staff.
Yeah.
Like a didgeridoo.
Couple look at it and kind of give it a quick test. Not necessarily like hit it against anything, but just kind of like see how much it bends. Does it bend at all? Is it made of wood? Is it an oak? Like
It's made of bamboo.
okay. Kind of bends it and says, too light. So yes, I would say you have found a pretty good use for it.
Brian asked, do you have a normal staff made of oak?
A normal staff might be too light also.
Made of oak?
Made
That'll
of oak,
rot
maybe not, but
Are you looking for metal?
Too light
Uh,
for what, Cup? What are you wanting to do with it?
hit it.
Hit it?
Yeah.
With what?
I raise up my foot, and you can see that in addition to the regular talons that I have, there's actually like almost like metal plating or something on it, like some sort of like you would consider them essentially metal boots, but they're for taloned bird person.
And you're showing your folks in game that.
Yes.
Okay. The young guy would say, and you explained it in that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll say, hold on a minute. I got something that that might work for you. I was gonna see if I could do something with it to maybe get a real nice price for it. And he'll go into the back and he'll come back out with a 6 foot tall stone pole of grayish material.
That could work. Yeah. How much would you want for it?
And let's see here. How much does it want for it?
Out of character, does anybody actually want to know what this is?
Sure.
Or does anybody know what it is? Is anybody like, oh, I know what this is. This is a...
No idea.
I think it's a punching pole, but
Yes. It's a very specific kind of punching pole, though.
I don't even know what it is.
I think I maybe described this to Ryan before, but if you train in martial arts for a long time and you hit something, usually it's done with your fists. In the case of people, a lot, and then you let the hand heal and you do it again and you let the hand heal. Over time, the bones in the hand, along with the muscles, will reinforce themselves. They'll repair themselves in the same way muscles do. So you get hands that essentially are designed to hit objects. They
In game, does that cause a increase in?
I don't know, but as a flavorful thing, it makes sense to do as a monk. Like you could argue the monk's special feature for like this is considered magical would come from that training, because they essentially hit like iron, like they hit like metal. Your fists aren't soft and flexible anymore. But anyway,
100. He says maybe 100 gold.
certainly, sir.
Darkon will pay it. He doesn't really question it.
Okay.
And yeah, Zarkon goes to pay it, and Cup is like, I don't think.
And,
that's all.
And down next to it, mark down that it's devil stone.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'll mark down next to it devil stone, 6 foot devil stone pole.
Yeah, 6 foot, 6 foot by what was that? About 8 inches wide.
8 inches. Oh wow, that's a thick. Oh, this is way too heavy for Cup to carry.
What is it?
6.
Have you lifted it?
No. I mean, it's just way thicker than I was imagining, but
yeah, but
I'll take it expecting to just like be crushed by the weight, or like maybe I'll be like, Bren, could you give me a hand here? And I go to take one side. Right?
But I would actually go to help him because it looks heavy.
Yeah.
And you will be overly surprised at how light it feels.
How light are we talking?
We're talking that it's weighing. Let me see here. £6.
Okay. Yeah. You're like, huh? Cup just like picks it up and it looks super strong and goes, That could, interesting. Thank you.
I'll let you-
Feel free to ask me if you want to use it. I can show you how to.
Yeah, you made it look really light.
I hold it out with two hands as if it was really light and say, "You try
He'll grab it and be like, oh, yep, that is pretty light. He'll just put it back in your hands.
it."
What the hell that's made out of? Wait, that's
Yeah.
stone.
Yeah.
It looks like stone. This thing would be like a few tons normally.
If it's made of stone, can I use stone cutting on it?
Ooh, dwarf
To
stuff.
try to do what?
Just to identify it.
You'll identify it as devil stone.
Well, can I roll to know anything about that? If there's anything interesting to know about it, I guess.
It's you'll and oh, this is Archon, so he would have seen this before up at the in Illumina inside the UAG on certain spots. But you know it's rare and it's a fairly precious material because of that wizards and such like to have.
So Pincus would probably have some.
Oh, he has a lot.
Oh, so that's probably what Zarkon was saying. He'd be like, oh, this is devil stone. Yeah, Pincus has this in his office, and he'll just kind of turn around.
Well, the entrance into the guild hall is on where the door jams and stuff
Mhm.
is lined with it. There's certain areas in through the guild hall that are lined with it. And there's particular reasons why it's lined with it.
Oh, so it's probably like magical or something. But
Or magic resistant.
yeah, maybe. But I don't know if Zarkon would know that necessarily.
All right. Do we want to go talk to our ship guy?
Seems reasonable.
All right.
All right. So you guys will head on out through the gate. And you'll get on down there.
Oh, I want to do a perception as we're walking to see if I can see.
All right. No problem.
They mentioned that we were so a 12.
You still don't notice it.
Okay.
Yeah, to you, this is just another day, and actually better than most days because your dealings have been so good. I don't know. Is he not caring?
Something happened. Sorry.
What?
No,
It's
nothing
I
happened.
like it.
no, it was just I was just reading the statement from Zarkon to everybody is cup not caring. As far as that. But
I
yeah,
also,
you'll get down to the place and what are you gonna do? Doors shut.
Knock.
Oh, okay. And there'll be a very venerable old man there that slowly, with a cane in one hand and kind of hunched over, that comes to the door. And he'll say, What can I do for you, Missy? You're a big one. You must come from a rich family.
My name is Bran, and this is my friend Zarkon, Cup, Hellion, and Morgrath.
He'll say, that's a strange name for a girl. Well, why did you folks name you Bran? Did
because
you
I'm
do something?
actually I'm a man. That's why.
And he'll go with his one hand on the cane and the other, rub his eyes with his closed fist a little bit. And after hearing that, oh yeah, of course. I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
We were directed here by the Church of Bacon, and
Woo-hoo! He'll go, woof woo, bacon. Oh, praise the Lord, bacon. He makes the day tasty.
yes, he does. We have the understanding that you might be able to get us a small barge or a raft that 5 or 6 people actually easily handle.
Okay, are you giving them the bacon?
Yes.
Okay, he'll take that. He'll sniff the bacon like the other lad did, and just his eyes will roll back in his head, and it's like, oh, bacon, just like the dog treat commercial. And he'll say, if you meet me down at the river in 2 nights, I'll have your requirement there.
Okay. May the Lord Bacon always bring you blessings.
Yes, isn't he just tasty and good? Oh, and you'll see as he's sniffing it, and after that, and with it in his hand, he kind of straightens back up, tall and proud, and like that, and not hunched over so much, and heads and shuts the door and heads back on into his hobble.
Is there a gap beneath the door?
Say what?
Is there a gap beneath the door?
A gap beneath the door? Yeah, I'd say so. A standard homemade door. There's some sort of a gap, maybe not a huge one, but
Is it big enough to fit a coin through?
yeah.
Darkon puts 2 coins under the door.
All right.
Slides them under.
Hellion.
Roll me a perception roll, Zarkon.
A perception roll? Okay.
Yeah. After doing it.
I don't have a character sheet for Zarkon, do I? Do not. Be too much anyways at this point.
Did you need something, bro?
Well, no, I was going to say you had mentioned something about a pink halfling and a tabaxi.
Mm.
A 9.
All right, you don't hear it.
Anyway, you want to take the lead in searching for them?
I mean, if you want me to.
Well, I've been talking. Zarkon's been talking.
It's with all your rigmarole and trading and stuff, it's a little past noon.
Zarkon's gonna ask if you guys need anything else while we're there in town, because he doesn't really. He's not gonna say that he doesn't want to, but he doesn't want to carry any of the money on him.
Well,
So
we were
don't need any.
hoping we found out about these people who may be able to give us more information. Do we want to look into them?
A group of people.
Yeah, this pink halfling and such. Right?
I
Oh,
think
did you say a pink cat?
Pink halfling.
And a
Hobbit.
tobacco.
Tabaxi. You know.
Tabaxi. Did he say where they were from?
No. But finding them might be useful since they had information about this place that we're going to.
Zarkon is gonna think that um, it would be maybe UAG members. I don't. Of course, I don't know if that's actually true or not, but from his experiences in the UAG, he's been with not a pink halfling, but a short elf that might be mistaken for a pink halfling, and then a tabaxi. He knows a tabaxi there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could run with that thought. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to say it is or isn't.
All right.
Well, I mean, maybe they are. Actually, we were talking with this individual when we were looking for some work. Found this place called Mercury Mailing Company. It seemed like an appropriate kind of job for me to take since I am pretty quick on my feet. But they wanted us to deliver a letter to Pincus in 10 days if possible, but it seemed unlikely that was going to be the case. Um, but the seems like maybe these people might also be found or could be found with Pincus or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Pincus is nice. I wonder what he has. What his connection here is to Camisnia is, but I mean, they do have an Illumina credit union, or they do take Illumina credit union, so I guess we have ties here.
Hmm.
And I don't know how much Cup knows language, but he said we, as in like he's part of Illumina.
um
That's a nuance, though. I don't know how, because you said Cup isn't really a people person, so
there might be a adventurers guild in this city.
I guess that's true.
And Brand kind of looks at Cup and he says, "Did you take a job delivering a letter?"
Mm-hmm. To Illumina.
I see.
I mean, it is
Or an
appropriate
electrum.
for a bird like myself, right?
I suppose so. Is the letter super important?
I don't know. I haven't read it yet.
Like out of game, he said it was super important. I think, didn't he, Charlie?
Nope. Nope. I assumed that because he said it was. Well, okay. So he kind of did. He mentioned that
He
it
said
needed to be there in 10 days and it was important that I do that, blah, blah, blah. But it's hard to tell how much he was exaggerating on that. Cup
I think
assumed it was important because he wanted it in 10 days and because of the way he was talking.
Charlie said something about it being important to the um, not the workers, the merchants in town.
I don't remember that. Him saying that.
Thought so. I don't know if Charlie knows.
It's just your interpretation of what important will mean.
Right. Right.
To be honest, because important from his perspective. Now, trying to keep it into that, and maybe for his business, you think of it like back in the day when you had the Pony Express fighting with the locomotive over mail contracts.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it could be other importance too, but it's just that that's a thought for you to keep in mind. from his perspective.
10 days seems kind of impossible to get there. It took me almost 18 to get down here, but then again, I am kind of slow, and I really wasn't in a hurry.
Cub says, if I hurried, I could get there in about 8.5. Basically, if I left right now, I'd get there on time. But he
Even
also
faster
said,
on a barge.
hmm,
Even faster on a barge.
that's true, I suppose. Maybe. But either way, the bigger issue is that he was going to pay me either way, and I wasn't really worried about dealing with it at the moment. If that makes sense.
Well, I mean, I don't know, and I can't use sending or anything. I don't know that, but if we could find somebody, I could just tell him for you if you know what the message says.
Well, I don't know what the message says, but I do know somebody knows ending.
Well, then I guess you could open it, but I don't know if it needs to remain unopened.
I don't know either, but he did say that it was the first job, and if I messed it up, he wouldn't take it personally.
Now, I'm going to keep my mouth shut because
It's not a deception because he didn't
No,
explicitly say
it's-
no to my agreement.
no, and here again, not so much as that is the aspect that is generally common when you wax seal things.
Sure. But messing up the wax seal is also messing up the job.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, as far as whether or not it should be read or not, whether it's private.
Oh, yeah. Cup is. I should clarify. Well, yeah. I think Cup is experienced enough to know that a wax seal generally means it's supposed to be private.
Yeah,
But
that's the point that I
yeah.
was driving, because that's
Right.
that is a pretty common. I mean, I wouldn't
Right.
expect someone to roll
the big reason why Cup took it is because he was probably one of the few people who could get it to there in 10 days. And so if it actually was that important, which is why he was going to read it, because if it was that important, then he would make the decision to go and get it to them. But
Hey, Cup, how much is this gentleman going to pay you to get this there in 10 days when it normally takes 18?
Not even close to enough.
Take 15, but our contact.
1 platinum and 1 electrum.
So 10.5 gold.
I don't know how much an electrum is.
but but even the price itself should indicate that there's a certain amount of importance, not what the importance is.
Bran goes to say something, but then he bites his tongue and shakes his head.
Yeah, as a quick side note, for the sake of argument, and I only say this because I as a player have disagreed with some arguments that other players have had or discussions have had. 2 silver is a standard untrained labor. 2 gold is trained labor. So if I actually take 10 days and we assume trained labor, it's half of what I should be. If he assumes untrained labor, it would be, let's see. So it would be
And the key,
it would be like almost 3 times more.
but keep in mind that's based on a gold standard world, not a iron standard.
Right. So yeah, ignoring other weirdness involving money that could be different in this world, this is actually quite reasonable for this person to pay me for a very difficult job that that only a trained professional would theoretically be able to do, but at the same time pay me for half because it's my first job.
Well, regardless, Zarkon wouldn't be amused by the amount.
Yeah, so would I.
Right. Yeah. In D&D terms, that's a ridiculously low amount. Yes, but Cup doesn't know that super well, and it did seem like it was important based on some.
So Charlie, I
based on
didn't
what
ask
he was
you,
saying.
but you said you gave me 50 in whatever the local currency is in like coin or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
coin of the realm.
yeah. So is that like this specific area's coin, like this town's coin?
Yeah, he would give you the coinage that's popular in Camisnia.
Does it have a name, or is it just let's just leave it at coin?
It's coin, but the
I'm assuming it's not iron pieces.
well, yeah, some of it is.
Okay, so it's just a variety.
Yeah, it would be a variety, but on the coin, what you would see on every coin is a rose
Okay.
on the one side. On the other side, you would see what would look like a wreath and two swords.
I guess the only other things Archon would be interested in doing if, well, wait, me and Cup were still talking.
It's sure. So what? Yeah, Cup says there's this letter. It might be important. I'll read it later. There are people watching. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Well, technically, there's always people watching everybody, but regardless, I mean, if you want to do that, I'm fine. I can. Pinkus knows me relatively well.
We've already gotten the boat. We've already gotten the breastplate. I've got my pole, which actually seems better than the one we had at the academy. I mean, 100
Yes.
gold seems a bit much, but does seem better. It's very light.
For some reason, around the
we were looking into the people who maybe knew more about this location, right?
Yes.
If we wanted to, right? I don't know if we do.
I'd be interested in seeing if they have like a apothecary or a magic shop. Maybe have some potions of healing. If we can get some of those, that would be good in case of emergencies.
And haven't heard much from Morgrath or Hellion. So, what are y'all doing?
Did you see my message, Charlie?
Which one? I've seen a lot.
The one where I asked if I could make a jet.
Yeah, I thought I answered that.
Nope.
I thought I did.
Did you hit enter?
No, it's not sitting down in the queue there. If you're talking, you're talking about, I'm trying to get an idea of how much I would need to.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, and I believe I answered it.
I mean, I don't see an answer in the chat.
Well, that's why I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling to see. I thought I answered it. Let's see how far down. Because I thought I told you dependent at the end of the cost from the raw, because the raw material for making a valued gem is not the same as the
right. And that's why I was asking.
Yeah, and I know I said it was possible because where you're asked if you could make a 300 gold piece gem with the jeweler's tools.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get an idea of how much she would need to spend on the raw gem in order to be able to turn it into a 300 gold piece gem.
And that's a hard one. For me, that's a hard one to answer since I'm a little bit of a rock hound, and depending upon what the stone is that you start with. Because like the difference between garnet and ruby, to get the same value, you need a lot bigger or more raw material in garnet than you would in ruby.
Right, but garnets are cheaper than rubies, aren't they? So
That's why. Oh, that's what I'm saying. So to answer it on how much, we would have to know what the base core raw material that you're going to start with. Is what I'm saying.
well, yeah.
So-
I guess from my point of view, I don't really care what the base material is.
But from my point of view, I do, because then that determines the volume as far as that. It's like, okay, you need
Well, so
you need
can
you
I?
need 5 carats of a ruby compared to we'll say um, 2 carats of diamond in
Well, can
both
I-
in raw condition and work it.
It's fine. Like D&D as a rule doesn't care about gem weights. What it cares about is the cost of the thing.
Yeah,
Can I real quick? Just because I think there might be a miscommunication here. Ryan, are you asking for weight or value of?
Value.
Value.
So what he's asking is how much money's worth of gem do I need to be able to make it make it worth 300 gold
Yeah,
pieces with my jewelers.
and what I'm expressing is I need to know
What kind of
what the raw material is that you're first starting with. Because because the amount of that would be determinant to get to the 300 gold piece size. In my
So in order to
in
make
my
300 gold pieces worth, you need a certain volume of something, and therefore that volume, therefore the something, you need to know what the something is.
because one's worth more. The materials
Yeah,
are,
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
but we can work. I mean, it's all pretty doable. I mean, it's like trying to make it with trying to make the same thing out of peridot, which is a semi-precious gem, but it's not as expensive as some of the other stones we were talking about. So you need more of it.
Right, but sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Phil.
Well, let me try and help, because I think you're overthinking this, Charles. Ultimately, and I'm just going to pick a number. So let's say you need 100 gold pieces of something that you can refine it, you can polish it, and you can change it into 300. So that 100 gold pieces will buy you a little bit of diamond. It'll buy you more ruby, and it'll buy you more garnet. So ultimately, all we need is the simple number, and it doesn't matter what he buys.
But you're missing the point that it does matter to me.
Okay.
For the fact of he's asking how much of it I need.
I'm not asking for an amount. I'm asking for a cost. How much money do I need to spend on gems to be able to turn that gem into a 300? Like, because if I buy a 100 gold piece diamond, if I can, like, it, I don't know, like, there is a difference, but
Generally, the assumption here would be that the difference between 100 gold piece diamond versus 100 gold piece emerald is how much time is spent versus how much skill is needed, not how much money is required. So in
the size of the size of the gem is unimportant, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
or as a spell's concerned?
I'll put this out here. It is common, Charles, for things that are being crafted to need materials half the amount of what you are crafting,
Or a third.
Sure. Is that either of those numbers sound reasonable as a baseline?
I can work with any of those. It's just that
Okay.
my understanding of the question being what I presented. Let's put
Right.
it that way. It's
Right.
not. It's not that important at this juncture to get wrapped around the axle.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
Um, Hellion, do you have any money?
Some, not
Telling
enough
it
to make
very
this relevant at this point.
So I have
I
two.
don't-
Well, I have two green red rocks and two red black white rocks that I collected from some of our enemies. I don't know if you remember, Charles, but I do feel I do know that they were worth something.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
how much
might
they're
be
worth,
able-
but
I
I mean,
I thought I gave the values of that in the
no, you never did give me the value.
in the treasure list that I gave in the chat in Facebook Messenger.
wasn't that a different game?
I thought it was this one.
I know you did it with the other game. I don't know if you did it with this one as
I don't
well.
think you did it with this game.
I
Okay.
haven't seen a treasure list for this game. Hellion might be able to value them. Like, she has proficiency in jeweler's tools,
So-
so part of that is valuing gems.
I will give you these 4 rocks. There's two green red ones and two red black white ones.
All right. Thanks.
And I think there were something.
Well, yeah, they definitely are, especially since I told you the colors. As far as that, the red would be garnets. The green would be peridot and emerald, and the black ones would be black diamonds.
Oh damn, black diamond.
Phil, would you mind putting the number and colors of those in the chat? Just so I can get exact numbers. I'm having my internet connection is not great, so people are kind of breaking up here and there. Thanks so much. Charlie, can I?
Hopefully that can help you.
Thank you. Can I make a jeweler's tool check to try and value these?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. All right, it's 21.
Oh, okay. So you'll be pretty accurate on it, and let's see here. And
And then,
Uh,
sorry, go ahead.
So, Cup, what do you know more? Do you know about these people that you were talking about that might have information on the ruins?
Not much, just pink hobbit and tabaxi and some others is what was said.
It's worth noting that by Hobbit, he may have meant gnome or halfling. He wasn't sure.
He actually changed it to gnome after saying hobbit. So
Well, I thought he said that it could have been either, and he wasn't certain which it was.
I don't know. Where I'm from,
that is what I said.
hobbit and halfling is the same thing. So
How long ago did he say that they did this? Could be hard to find somebody. They've been gone for a month.
No, it wasn't a month. He said recently. He didn't say specifically when.
I think he said they might still be in town. Like, there's a chance they'll
Yeah.
still be in town, though. So.
Well, it seems like an interesting lead, but it doesn't seem like we have much information to find them.
Well, I would imagine finding a pink gnome or halfling or whatever it is can't be that hard.
Yeah, there aren't many pink anything.
Exactly.
Pink. Well, I mean, Pinkus is a gnome,
Is he pink?
Who?
or at least he.
Is pink? I guess that would make some sense.
Is that
I
why
don't
they call
know.
him Pinkus?
He's not pink, but his name is Pink, so I don't know. Maybe they confused it.
It's possible, I guess. Is Pinkus likely to have been in the city? You seem to know a lot about this guy.
I mean, I know Pinkus is powerful, but I don't know too much about him personally. I don't know much about his personal life. I just know he's the head of the guild and he's pretty powerful and he's short.
Good gods! I didn't realize that had that much money.
Well, until you have it appraised, you wouldn't.
You suddenly realize you, in fact, are rich.
She'll look over these things and then say, if I can keep this one, she holds up the green emerald. I shouldn't need the rest. In fact, one of the rubies might. Charlie, where you've got 2 rubies, 200 gold pieces, is that 200 gold pieces per ruby or for for both?
No, that's per ruby.
All right. So I guess now that I have a gem, do I think I can turn one of these rubies into a 300 gold piece gem?
With time and the right conditions, yes.
Right. Yeah, I think she'll stick with the green emerald then. I shall say, if I could keep this one, the rest you can have back. I don't need them.
I
Uh,
can
this one will
provide
suffice for what I
tears if
need.
that was helpful.
Mrs. Cup.
Miss, I'm not married.
Oh, sorry. Miss Cup.
Hmm.
Would you like one of these gems?
They are shiny. I know I do have a weakness for this sort of thing, but I don't need them, no.
Why don't you at least carry the green parrot? It's worth 50 gold pieces, and in case you need need it for something.
Peridot.
Peridot, yeah.
Yeah. I'm giving it, and then I turn to Zarkan. Zarkana and say, I believe I owe you some money. This is worth 50 gold pieces. I've heard on good account.
No,
It is. I can confirm.
I believe you, but I don't need. Trust me, I'm fine.
I mean, I tend not to like to owe people, but
Oh, you don't owe me nothing.
all right.
Morgrath, you want one of these gems?
Only if you all don't have another use for them. I don't particularly need a lot of stuff.
Zarkon will ask to hold one of the black stones.
Sure.
I will say that while we're in town, since we are planning to head to some mountains, we may want to acquire some climbing gear.
I have a climbing kit.
I can fly, so.
I can
I mean,
also
we
fly.
could get a little bit more, but from Morgrath at least.
Morgrath, why don't you at least take one of these rubies, okay?
I mean, Morgrath can fly.
Very well.
Morgoth has a climb speed, right?
Sometimes.
When he's really enraged.
Well, so like, but I have multiple options. So usually when we're in the mountains, I should have a climb speed, but it changes on a long rest. So if I change it to a swim speed, say for the barge ride, and then we don't get another long rest when we get to the mountains, I'll have swim speed instead.
All right, and I think that this is a good spot to close it down for this session, and we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up next time, unless there's some other little small moving parts that you guys need to have accomplished that won't take us too past, because we're 9 minutes past what I had advertised. So,
Well, the only things are interested in is, like what I said before, the apothecary or something, a place to find a healing potion for people.
That one would be better suited for next session because you have here because the boat's not going to be ready and you got to wait 2 nights.
Makes sense.
Seems good.
And there's some other stuff that you're trying to find some people, still some more information and like that. That's why giving the time period thing for you, the slowdown on in a way.
Seems
How
good.
big are these?
Say what?
They're not. These diamonds aren't very big, right? They're pretty small, like in the palm of your hand.
Consider them about the size of a thumbnail. Good size thumbnail.
They're. Well, I mean,
That's big for a diamond, and a black diamond
Yeah,
even more so. But
Yeah.
yeah, any
Well,
diamond that's colored is good. Now that's a good diamond.
what you'd see is when after you handed him the gem, you'd see him press to digitate a copy of the gem, and then disperse it.
And
Nice.
Be careful.
And then he'll hand you the real gem back.
Well, people don't like being
cheated.
being tricked.
Oh, I have no intention of using it in a city.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right, and you guys will get 1 XP and 1 inspiration.
what? I think that Bran should get 2 inspiration for worshiping bacon. Just
All right, yeah, you guys. I always leave it up to you guys to sway me when I'm on the fence.
Bran-
But you guys went along. That's a good point. You went along with the whole bacon god thing. So yeah, 2 inspiration. I easy enough.
Philip, good job.